Actually, I had written up to do something close guard, but I'm actually going to do something else. But I will start with a perspective from guard. What I'm going to be doing in Saturday, the next 3 Saturdays, is turtle top. We're going to be looking at turtle front, turtle side, turtle back, okay? The bad news about turtle, there's a bad news. Turtle is not one position, it's 3 positions. And once you kind of just wrap your mind around that, it's 3 positions, it'll make a big difference to you. So, Kaylee is recording right now. This was like a question, it's like, hey, what do I do in turtle? Like, and this is a very helpful perspective that took me a while to apprehend, but a way of thinking about this, really try to be as brief as you can. Michael, come here. If I'm on my back, my legs in front of him is guard. When he comes over to here, go to your knees, he's now in a kind of cross-sides position. The position is different. When he goes on top of me, go throw your leg over the top. He's gone to mount, okay? There's 3 different positions with 3 different ranges of possibility, okay? Go back up to standing for a second. It would be great if I could just call this all guard. Does that make sense? Like, I could, but it wouldn't really do it justice, okay? In the case of turtle, that's actually what we're tending to do. So like, if I'm here, just go like your knees. I'm in front. I want you to think of, I'm not from the bottom going to advocate for like reaching like this, but I have a kind of guard, okay? My guard faces forward with my hands. He, much like if he was on top of me, wants to pass. So he goes to pass to the side. He has passed. This is like side turtle, okay? Like cross sides, okay? He's achieved something like that. If he goes to my back all the way here, and if he were to advance hooks in, which you don't need to do for a second, this is turtle back for me. If he starts putting the hooks in, I start to really consider that fully like the back position, okay? So that's just a way of trying to think about it, and you need to have different strategies for each of those the same way you would if you were facing down on the person. Does that make sense? Like if Michael is down, like this, I'm not going to do an arm bar from here. I have to get past his legs. Does that make sense? In the same sense that like if you turn around and you go to bottom, I'm not going to do a rear naked choke from here either, right? Does that make sense? Like I'm going to need a separate set of strategies to get around. Now, one of the things, not to muddy the waters too much, there's one phenomenally huge difference though between him being on his back and him being on his elbows, knees, whether he's on his hands or his elbows, and that is the position of his head, okay? When he's on his back, go lay down again, sorry. There's no way I'm choking him from here. Does that make sense? When he comes like this, there are all the similarities of going around, but the unique feature of turtle and what makes it a more powerful position in a lot of ways for the top player is I do have access to his head. And that means there's a variety of chokes that I can go in on his neck, okay? Does that make sense? So like, once you start to conceptualize it a little differently, it's not so bad, okay? I know, it's kind of bad news. You were like, turtle, you know, like you want it to be, I would love it if it was just one thing, but once you just kind of separate which one am I in and what are my fundamental strategies. So like this week, we're gonna look at turtle front and base and posture there. Then we're gonna, next week, look at side turtle, base and posture there. And we're gonna look at when I'm behind him, turtle back, and what are my kind of main, I'm really just gonna try to get through your like main options there. Can cut there.